why is this happening? And what is driving all of this right now here in the U.S.? What is feeding the demand?
Pornography.
Okay.
Sin nature.
And that is one of the things that we have seen in our culture, is it has moved from a sensualized culture to a sexualized culture. So everything that is happening today, whether in the movies or TV, the commercials, involve sex. And that is coming across to our children. And we're now living in an age with the smartphones where pornography is ubiquitous. And children, even as young as 7 to 8 years old, are now being introduced to pornography through a smartphone or a tablet somewhere. And can anyone share some information on what actually happens when a person or a child is viewing pornography?
Well, actually, pornography, by its definition, is any image which is meant to sexually arouse. Well, you can look at mainstream television nowadays,
Yes.
and it's wrapped in pornography. I can think of commercials for different products that have absolutely nothing to do with the product, and what it's doing, it's selling sex and saying, hey, this product will eventually get you sex, is what it's saying. So I don't think it's pornography in the normal way that we think about it, is, you know, buying this video, going down to the XXX store and getting this video. Per the mere definition, it's a whole lot deeper than that, and it's what our children and even as adults we're being exposed to regularly, is a lot of pornography.
And part of the work that we do is prevention, so that the boys aren't growing up, not only are boys being trafficked, but they're the ones growing up becoming the traffickers. And so we want to work with at-risk male youth that are in the foster care system to prevent them from growing up and seeing this as a lifestyle choice or as a career choice, as many of them are seeing.
Okay, thank you. And one of the dangers of pornography and viewing pornography is that it can be just as dangerous to your brain as the illicit drugs. And when someone is taking cocaine or heroin or methamphetamines, that changes the brain chemistry. However, once they stop ingesting those drugs, the brain can reset itself. But pornography, when people begin to view pornography, it actually changes the brain chemistry and creates new pathways in which people view sex. And so if someone does become addicted to pornography, they view sex differently, and they also view women and children differently. And so what we have been seeing in the pornography industry is more and more violent pornography being produced, as well as pulling in younger children. And so that is one of the things that several of us are doing within the coalition, is to help bring awareness to how dangerous pornography actually is to anyone. So,
and that feeds demand. I mean, that's the big thing. Oftentimes a lot of people are kind of wondering, like, why is this happening? It seems to be more and more. It's a growing industry. Why is trafficking becoming more prevalent? And really, it goes back to it is based on supply and demand. And as pornography is more explicit and more readily available, it's creating a higher level of demand for things like prostitution. And so when you have this huge increase in demand, you also have to have a supply. And like we were saying earlier, young girls, young women don't just voluntarily, go out looking to be that supply, to be what's being demanded. There's not nearly enough supply. And so the traffickers and the pimps are the ones that are more than willing to go out and find the supply and give that to what's being demanded, and make a lot of money off of that. And who do they prey upon? They prey upon the most vulnerable, those that are young, that are weak, that are poor, that are really down and out. That's who they prey upon. And that's kind of how that's really the economy that it runs on. So stopping demand, curbing demand for prostitution is a way of stopping and curbing trafficking.
okay, thank you.